The silence was louder than anything we've ever heard on this show. Not a goodbye, not a teaser, not even a blurry airport selfie. Just silence. The kind that makes your stomach drop because you know something is very, very wrong. 1 minute, fans were refreshing their screens waiting for a tell-all appearance that was supposed to answer everything. The next minute, they realized the chairs were empty. No couple, no explanation, and that's when the whispers started turning into panic. Because when a couple disappears like that, especially on 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, it's never just a scheduling issue. It's usually a breakup, or worse. And tonight, I need to tell you why this one hurts more than anyone expected. I'll be honest with you. When I first heard they might be skipping the tell-all, I didn't want to believe it. I thought, okay, maybe a visa issue, maybe travel problems, maybe TLC being dramatic. We've all been burned before by fake-outs. But then the clues kept stacking up. Stories deleted, comments turned off, a cryptic post that vanished in minutes. And suddenly, the love story we were all rooting for started to feel like it had cracked right down the middle. If you've ever trusted a couple on this show, if you've ever defended one online while everyone else laughed, this is going to hit you right in the chest. Before we go any further, let me say this. I know some of you are already rolling your eyes, thinking, here we go again, another reality TV breakup for clicks. I get it, but this one feels different. I'm not here to hype drama for the sake of it. I'm here because I actually feel sad about this. I watched these two fight through distance, culture shock, family pressure, and moments where giving up would have been easier. And if you've been following their journey even a little, you probably felt that connection too. So if you're the kind of person who watches this show not just for chaos, but for hope, do me a favor and stay with me until the end. And if you want honest, emotional breakdowns like this, the kind you'd hear from a friend late at night, subscribe to Talent Zone updates. Not because I'm telling you to, but because we're in this together. When this couple first appeared on The Other Way, they didn't come in loud. No over-the-top promises. No fairy tale edits. Just two people trying to bridge a massive gap between worlds. One uprooted their entire life, left behind family, comfort, language, and security. The other carried the weight of expectations from home, trying to prove that this love wasn't a mistake. They weren't perfect, and that's why people believed them. You could see the fear in their eyes when they talked about money. You could hear the hesitation when they spoke about marriage. It felt real in a way that's rare on this franchise now. Their backstory wasn't flashy. It was heavy. Long-distance calls at odd hours. Missed birthdays. Family members who didn't understand why anyone would move across the world for love. There were moments on camera where one of them looked exhausted, not physically, but emotionally. Like they were holding everything together with sheer will. And the fans noticed. Comments poured in saying things like, they're actually trying, and, you can tell this isn't fake. For once, the internet wasn't rooting for a train wreck. They were rooting for survival. But here's the part nobody was ready for. Fame changes things. Not overnight, but slowly, like water seeping into cracks. As their season aired, the attention grew. Followers multiplied. Opinions got louder. Every argument was replayed, slowed down, dissected. Suddenly, strangers felt entitled to pick sides. One partner was painted as the villain. The other as the victim. And even if you swear you don't read comments, they still find you. They always do. The first layer of trouble came quietly. Fans started noticing the absence of each other on social media. No shared stories. No reposts. Someone on Reddit pointed out that a couple photo was missing from a grid. Another fan said they unfollowed each other for a few hours before reconnecting. At first, it felt harmless. Couples fight. Social media isn't real life. That's what we told ourselves. Then came the second layer. Cryptic posts. You know the kind. A black screen with white text saying things like, sometimes loving someone means letting go, or, I'm choosing peace. No names. No context. Just enough to send fans into a spiral. TikTok lit up with theories. One video said, I knew it, they never looked happy. Another said, stop projecting, they're fine. Twitter, or X, turned brutal. People dug up old scenes, using them as proof that the breakup was always inevitable. And through all of it, the couple stayed silent. That silence felt intentional. The third layer hit when insider accounts started whispering about tell-all drama. Apparently, filming schedules were set. Everyone else showed. Producers were ready. And then, this couple didn't appear. No video call. No last-minute explanation aired. Just a gap where their story should have wrapped up. Fans watching live felt it instantly. Something was missing. One comment on Instagram said, "Why does it feel like a breakup without the closure?" Another said, "TLC is hiding something big." By this point, the chaos was unstoppable. Reddit threads exploded overnight. Some fans claimed they'd seen one partner back in their home country alone. Others swore they spotted the other wearing a ring in a recent photo. TikTok comments turned emotional. "I believed in him," one person wrote. "This hurts more than it should," wrote another. And honestly, I felt that too. Because when a couple makes you believe love can cross oceans, watching it fall apart feels personal. The fourth layer was the one that broke people's hearts. A source close to production hinted that the split wasn't mutual. That one person was blindsided. That there were tears backstage. That the decision not to attend the tell-all wasn't about drama, but about pain. About not being able to sit across from someone you still love while the world watches. Think about that for a second. Imagine being asked to relive the worst moment of your relationship for entertainment. Some people can't do that. Some people shouldn't have to. And then we reach the fifth and final layer. The part that changes everything. According to multiple quiet confirmations, the breakup happened right before the tell-all, not months ago like fans assumed. It was fresh, raw, unprocessed. One partner reportedly wanted to keep fighting. The other felt done. Done with the distance. Done with the pressure. Done with being a character instead of a human. And that's why they didn't show up. Not to punish fans. Not to stir mystery. But because the wound was still open. I know what you're thinking. Why not just say it? Why not post a statement and move on? But if you've ever been in a relationship that ended suddenly, you know it's not that simple. Sometimes you don't have words yet. Sometimes you're still trying to understand how love turned into silence. And doing that in front of millions feels impossible. What makes this split so painful is what it represents. This wasn't just another couple arguing over chores or money. This was about sacrifice. About leaving everything familiar behind. About betting your whole life on one person. When that bet doesn't pay off, the fallout is massive. You don't just lose a partner. You lose a future you already imagined. Fans are still divided. Some say the signs were obvious. Others feel betrayed by the show for building up a love story that ended off-screen. Many are just sad. And maybe that's the most honest reaction of all. Because at the end of the day, behind the edits and hashtags, these are real people who loved each other. So now I want to ask you something. Did you feel this breakup coming, or did it hit you out of nowhere? Do you think skipping the tell-all was the right move, or do fans deserve answers? And most importantly, do you still believe love like this can work, even after seeing it fall apart? Whatever happens next, one thing is clear. This story isn't just about a no-show. It's about the cost of loving loudly in a world that never stops watching. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is step away, even when everyone wants you to stay.